10 Lords a-leaping. This is one of the lyrics to the 12 Days of Christmas song, which we've looked at the origin and meaning. And some days we've done two, as I didn't do one on the initial Christmas day and on Sunday. And I realized yesterday that I posted out of order. I alluded to the 10th day without explaining further and then posted the 11th. So let's get into the 10th day and share its meaning. The 10 Lords a-leaping represent the 10 Commandments. Now, why this is important, because we all know the 10 Commandments, but what's the, I guess, deeper meaning I'd like to share? And that is, we need to think of the commandments as given by God to both have a vertical and horizontal relationship. So a vertical one towards God and a horizontal one towards man, toward our neighbor. Now, when Jesus is asked what's the most important commandment, he basically summarizes it in love the Lord God with all your heart, soul, and strength, and to love your neighbor as yourself. In a certain sense, why didn't God just give those two commandments? Say, love God and love your neighbor. Well, because we would define that differently than God does. How does God define that? He defines it in the 10 Commandments. And so in a certain sense, Jesus is summarizing the commandments saying, if you do these 10 commandments, you will love God and you will love your neighbor as yourself. So this is kind of the benchmark by which we base, are we loving God and are we loving neighbor? It's not our definition, it's God's. How does he define it? To love the Lord God and have no other gods before him, to not make any graven images, to not take his name in vain, to remember the Sabbath day, to keep it holy, and then outwardly to our neighbor, to honor thy father and thy mother, to not kill, to not commit adultery, to not steal, that we should not bear false witness against our neighbor, and then we're not to covet what our neighbor has. This is how we love God, and this is how we love neighbor.